Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, depending on where and when you're watching this podcast. I'm Thomas Fessler, my friends, and this is Disclosure Tonight. Happy Monday, June 22nd, 2026, as we round off the first 6 months of 2026, and it's been a heck of a trip. Can't wait to see where the next 6 months are going to go, folks. Disclosure is heading forward. Thank God, you know what I mean? On that note, before we get going, yes, it's a live show. I want to go ahead and welcome in our audience. Let's see who the heck we have out there and welcome them into the show today. If you're in the chat, I am going to say hello. Let's see who's out there. We have Amiga Rules. April's in the chat along with Aussie. We got Banana Booey, a Boomer Groomer. Brains is in the chat along with Cindy and Easy and Eliza. Good to see you, Elvis and Evan and Firefly. Wow, the audience is just kicking, my friends. Francis Tremblay's out there along with Fane Cathel. We got Galactic Family Podcast, Geraldine DeRazio. Hudson Valley Ron is in the chat along with IPA is good. Jan's out there. Love to see you, Jan. Thanks for coming out tonight, my dear lady. J Cat Meow, Joey Spades, KA Paranormal along with Kelly Brote. And those piercing blue eyes. Good to see you, Kelly. Oh, who else we got there? John Rain V, along with KSBS. Linda Trustees out there. Lori G. We got Michael. Good to see you. Mount Sullivan and Nachricht. Whatever. Nachricht. Good to see you. Niles Guy, our resident Pitbull. Look at this picture. You'll see what I mean. Peter BJ's... Peter's getting a BJ out there. We got Psychosomatic Addict, Insane Puck Elf, Push King, Rainbow, Scooby-Dooby Gooby, Shelley Montgomery, Scooby-Doo, Steve Mateo, the Super Unknown, Teresa Loves Our President, the Vern Dude, Warp Drive, Wasteland Wanderer, Weedlander, Wendy, Joe, Wolfdog, and Yellow Tommy Tanker, also known as Andy. But all I have to say now is those three words, Mike. How the hell are you, my friend?
Oh, I'm doing well. Today is Monday. We're going to have a good show, and there's a lot to talk about again after the weekend. So
this
should be interesting. Yeah, something.
Yeah, there's some things to talk about out there. At least it's not like last week's Fuck You Friday. My God, what a day!
Oh, yeah, I know. But hey, we did an oversized episode on that one, and had a decent audience, so that's okay.
Yeah,
no,
so I wanted to let the show run until we hit 2,000 views. So it's just one of those magic numbers. You say, okay, we can pull the plug and call it a day.
Yeah, and it worked out well for us and the audience.
Yeah. So Anna Polina Luna has made it on a podcast today. We've got one clip of this, a little, if you want to call it 26-second teaser, we're going to go ahead and play. But I've got the podcast. There's like a 3-minute segment. I think we should be able to play it. Hopefully Officer Tatum will see along our lines.
Yeah, whoever the hell that is.
He's got a bottle of Jim Beam in his studio, so he gets the whole idea.
There you go.
Yeah. So
I'm sure
without
it'll be
any
fun.
further ado,
Let's
get into here. Oh, that's not a good look. Hold on. There we go. Let's play it.
In the next, I think, week or so, there's going to be another tranche of...
Okay. This video, Mike, really quick. I should have precluded this. Came out on Sunday.
Okay.
Which... This is a pre-recorded episode, which means it wasn't likely recorded on Sunday. You following me so far? Let's say it was Saturday or something. So as she's saying about the files coming out in the next week, that would mean this week because it was last week when this was recorded.
Right.
But then again, never know with the Department of War. They could say a few, which can mean anywhere from 2 to 7.
Yeah, that's right.
And it would be 2 weeks, really, since the last time we got a bunch of useless bullshit.
Right. Disclosure dots.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, Thomas, sorry to interrupt. You have your back video is not on for us.
Oh, there you go.
Thank you.
Wish someone would have told me sooner. Click a button and bam, look, it works. How about that? Here we go.
In the next, I think, week or so, there's going to be another tranche of documents, or footage. But it's one of those
documents and or footage.
Right. She's hedging.
Yeah.
Not quite sure, so she's throwing something out there. It may
things
not be
that
accurate.
Yeah.
won't tell you what to believe. You can look at it and review it for yourself. I think a lot of people realize.
On.
It's one of those things that we won't tell you what to believe.
We're not going to tell you what to believe. Oh, come on. You're the one who keeps on saying interdimensional, not extraterrestrial.
Right.
So this whole we're not going to tell you what to believe shit, that needs to get fixed quick.
Well, they need to start releasing some actual information that we can verify and see is on the right track for this.
You can look at it.
It'll be different.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah.
You can
Look at it and review it for yourself. I think a lot of people realize, maybe we're not the only thing on this planet, but I don't like to speculate other than, our witnesses have told us some very interesting things. They don't use the word extraterrestrial. They use interdimensional, and then look for the stuff for yourself and make your own conclusions.
That is just so... But then again, we were told in the past that we're going to get an acknowledgement, right?
Right.
But we're not going to get the full national security briefing.
Right. Just an acknowledgement.
Yeah. All right. So let's jump over. No, not to that one. Not to that one. Where to go? YouTube. Here we go. See? He actually has verdict. It looks like whiskey, I think, or scotch. Looks good. So let's go ahead and get this interview up and play. And I am, just to be for safety's sake, let me put on the... where in the hell did I put that one?
What the hell is even that?
No, not that one. Hold on. Where is the... No, not Susan, not the eyes. Oh, there we go. Fair use. Let's put the fair use fairy up there just in case. We're going to say, I'm going to actually put the link for this podcast in the chat for anyone who wants to check it out later on. This is the Officer Tatum podcast. And that is the video. There you go, folks. Just to show it so it's out there for everybody to go ahead and see. Throw on the text for a second. There we go. Put the auto chat on for everybody. Let's get going on this. Here we go. This is where they start talking about UFOs. He's got a great conversation going with Luna. Okay, what Annapolina Luna reveals what Congress knows about UFOs and UAPs. He gets into stuff talking about lobbying, campaign money, political corruption, Ukraine, Iran, and how bots are shaping public opinion of war, and a bunch of other kinds of stuff. Really interesting conversation. It's worth the watch. Here we go.
Hello on time. I want to get your quick take on two topics. Just maybe like a minute and a half response. Hopefully that could be sufficient, because I know that these are loaded, topics. But what is the most alarming thing that you have learned that you can disclose to the public about UAPs? Like, what is the thing that you're like, if I could pick one thing that like keeps me up at night in the way in which you could disclose it to the public, what would be that thing?
There was one piece of investigation that was released. It was an FBI document. It was in the first tranche of documents that were finally released, talking about a interaction, citing that it had occurred, and you will see on a number of news sources that spherical disc, whatever it is. And all I will say is that the FBI was and is seriously looking into all of this, and we can't explain it. So the idea that the phenomena does not exist has been disproven. It does. And what was very interesting about that specific investigation and that document that you can find online, you can see the illustration of it, is that the people that reported it, this thing appeared in a flash of light and then disappeared. But then you see some of the footage, and that footage was classified, and we worked very hard for the release of that. And I will say that had President Trump not been in office, it still would have been classified. That there's more coming in the next, I think, week or so. There's going to be another tranche of documents, or footage. But it's one of those things that we won't tell you what to believe. You can look at it and review it for yourself. I think a lot of people realize, maybe we're not the only thing on this planet, but I don't like to speculate other than, our witnesses have told us some very interesting things. They don't use the word extraterrestrial. They use interdimensional, and then look for the stuff for yourself and make your own conclusions.
I love that.
That is just such a dump. I'll have to say it again. It's just, we're going to throw some stuff out there and you just figure it out for yourself. It's like, wait, Mike, we've been researching this stuff for 80 years, if not 90 years, if not longer.
Right.
And to come out here and say, we don't know what it is, you figure it out for yourself, that just seems kind of like offhanded and really dirty.
Well,
it's
know
not
who
her
started
doing it, though.
that?
It's the Trump administration that's doing this shit.
It is, because President Trump was the one that said, after he said, I'm going to declassify all the UAP files, he then said, everybody needs to look at it and you could make up your own mind. Have fun with it. So he started from day one with that.
But he also came out and said a lot of things about that we're going to have it so scientists can look at this stuff and figure it out. But with the amount of redaction, we've talked about this many times here, that they have on these files makes it almost impossible to know really what we're looking at, the speed, all the different stuff that would be out there. It's completely redacted. Now, we know that Lou Elizondo has talked about this, and he said that, we're working on it, so in future releases, we're going to start getting that information, and hopefully they'll start going back to some of the documents that they've released already and give us that information, because it sucks that we have to go to someone like Jeremy Corbell to go ahead and find out the telematics of specifically where on the planet this particular location is, what the speed is, what direction we're headed, and all that kind of stuff. It's all on the videos, but they're unnecessarily holding it back from the public.
Oh, I agree. What does it matter if these objects are in the Middle East? Why would the government have to hide that? It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
The public is going to be shocked by that? Anywhere there's a conflict or a war zone, these objects seem to appear.
I know,
not a shock.
But it's not just there, but it's all over. We've been talking about the Gulf of Oman for some time.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Many years, going back to 2021 at least.
Oh, absolutely it does. Very interesting, but...
Yeah, the Sultanate over there really knows a lot of interesting things. Let's just say that.
That's true. But back to Luna. She seems to be talking out of her ass on a lot of this.
A little harsh, maybe, but or is she just playing the usual politician's role?
Yes, politics.
Politics. We're talking about many blood-sucking insects.
Yeah.
And the ones we've got now, they'll go ahead and take away your ability to eat red meat.
Yeah. Yeah, so she's on a roll, it seems like. And the information she's giving out, we've heard before.
Yeah.
Nothing new.
All right, let's hear and see where this goes. But still good to hear where we're at. Let's see if this goes on a couple weeks. Or now, I didn't hear it before, or so. Actually, next week or so. Hopefully, we get something Friday. But there are other people out there on X saying, we're going to be getting things. Abe, your hand is up, my friend.
Yeah, Thomas and Mike, how you guys doing? What perplexes me is the whole Avi Loeb, he doesn't have classification thing. And then you line that up with what Luna just said. It's just weird to me. How is Avi going to discover anything if he doesn't have access to classified information compared to what Anna Paulina just said?
Oh, where am I getting the actual from? It's something we're going to have to get through, and they may have to go ahead and start re-releasing some of these files with the information the scientists need, or they're going to have to go ahead and release that information the scientists need in order to analyze it and get it there. But don't forget, the science board isn't just there to go ahead and look at the old stuff and try and figure out what it is, Abe. They're actually going ahead and looking at the processes and the methods that are being used correctly. They're being used today to try and identify what they're seeing, and that's where experts like Matthew Zedegas and others who have a high level and expertise in this are going to be able to tell the government, here's what I've learned, here's what you should be using, and here's what you shouldn't be using, because all my stuff, we've been able to gather stuff, but the stuff from Avi Loeb's organization, the Galileo Project, they haven't been able to see anything. So forget those scientists. Take a look at this stuff, and maybe because they've got that new platform, I forgot what it's called, that Aro was building, Gremlin detector or something like that. Yeah,
I haven't heard of it. I just hope that we get a little bit more concrete information, because like you said earlier, it just seems pretty dismissive, the current information that's coming out.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm getting an X from you, Abe. I don't know, I think it's me, but okay, let's go ahead and hear some more. Here we go.
I got one more question, and this is the Epstein file thing, because like I told you before,
I thought he was going to go and talk. They were going to talk about this for 5 minutes. It said at 33:12. Oh, we went through it fast. 35:20. That's where we're at. So that's all Anna Polina had to say, unfortunately, about UFOs. I wish there was more here, but it's just kind of a really short couple of questions. Damn.
Does she answer him about Epstein?
Yeah. You want to hear that?
Does she? Yeah, let's hear it.
All right. Hold on.
I got one more question, and this is the Epstein file thing, because like I told you before, and maybe I'm just fatigued with it, but I know that you are a very staunch person in exposing some of this Epstein file things, the corruption and people involved. And I've been waiting for a while to just be like, I got to talk to Anna about this Epstein thing. And all my staff is like, you got to talk to Anna Polina about Epstein. And I know that we can't get into it all today. Maybe we could do another interview, maybe specifically about this. But when it comes to this Epstein thing, what if you could tell the public, like just say everybody in the world was watching this right now, and you know you have people that think this, believe this, don't believe this, skeptical, whatever the case may be, some are conspiratorial. What would you tell people, and what is the most important thing that they need to know about the Epstein files?
She's got a good poker face going right now. Very disconnected from the host. Not sure if anyone else out there in the audience noticed that, but she's got a really blank kind of stare and not showing any emotion whatsoever. Poker face.
I don't think that we have the full deck of cards in regards to the documents, because I believe prior to the administration, some of that stuff was destroyed. Also, too, there was a cyber attack in the New York location that they were housing some of this information that I guess was allegedly responsible for a lot of the data being deleted. And so that's why you see a gap in time period from some of the documents that we have currently. And I 100% without a doubt believe that he was an intel asset. The question is, for which country?
Wow. I do wonder that. There's no way this dude's just freaky like that. You know what I mean? Maybe P. Diddy was, but this guy has so many connections. You can't find out where he's getting paid from. All these people are on these emails, and you know, it's just insane.
Brandon, I did the deposition with Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton, and I asked them the same questions, like, do you think it's possible? In so many words, I asked him that he was a foreign asset, or that he was running a honeypot operation, and I think it was Hillary Clinton that had concurred that it was very likely a possibility. Wow.
But okay, here's the last question I have. Are people going to be held accountable to the degree that will be satisfactory to the public? Or do you think that we will forever be ran in circles because there's people that...
I mean, are they going to take all these people that are out there that they know are guilty, that they're covering up and hiding the truth of who all the Johns are? Who are the people who are paying to keep the truth out? That's what he's asking about.
In power, in positions that we can't even see or understand, that will ensure that nobody of any substance or nobody of any rank will be prosecuted. So do you think that people are going to actually be still mad at this thing 10 years from now, or do you think that we're going to get to a conclusion?
I think that 10 years from now, there's still going to be questions because, again, as I stated earlier, we don't have the full deck of cards, meaning that there's a lot of information that we don't have that we're never going to get because it was destroyed prior to this administration. Also, too, in February, I came forward with a whistleblower that had alleged that there was destruction of evidence under the former deputy director of the FBI pertaining to these files, and also to there's some other stuff. I think it was tied to Russiagate. All that to say that that was documented, and then it came out after the fact that it was very likely that it happened. And so what I will say is that it's also important to remember that there's active civil suit against Deutsche Bank from some of the victims that had come to testify on Capitol Hill. And the first question people asked, specifically the Democrats, was Donald Trump implicated in this? He was then exonerated by the victims, also exonerated by Bill Clinton. But then, step further, the attorney had kind of mentioned that they were getting phone calls from people. If people were named in lawsuits or they choose to settle and make people sign NDAs, then you're never going to get the names. And so, at least to my knowledge, I have reached out to Oversight a number of times. Up until I think a few days ago, we only got 3 names in total that Comer has, and there are active depositions happening. But remember, the women that were named as co-conspirators in the New York trial pled down, and they actually were given then victim status to testify against Ghislaine Maxwell, and that's why she's the only one. A lot of those horrific emails that you saw talking about minors, talking about, making fun of this little girl while she was praying, those were sent by women. And so I'm not just saying it was the women doing it. Obviously, there were, men that were exposed to this. There was a very weird doctor. But again, this investigation has been made as public as possible. You have the Democrats that some have actually been rightfully fighting for this in a correct position, and it hasn't just been, the partisan mud throwing that you're seeing on television. They actually care about bringing justice for this. But again, I just think that the waters have been so muddied that unless they're considering potentially, and this is what I've suggested, the DOJ, if they can, charging them with human rights violations for, some of the trafficking. But again, the nature of the immunity and plea deals that they got for testifying, it's so layered in all of this. And the fact is that it was multiple administrations that sat on this. The plea deals were given under prior AGs. The victims, we have 3 names now. Comer has them, but that's it. And ultimately, unless people come forward, with smoking gun, and then you have the other aspect of if you have evidence destruction, then you can't prove it in the court of law. So it's one of those things that I think is going to go down in history as, one of the most, corrupt instances that occurred in American politics and in the criminal justice system, because under the former administrations, they sat on this, they did nothing with it, and that was it. But again, how are we supposed to have all of the investigative tools when we're only dealing with partial files because of the destruction that allegedly occurred, in different administrations? Yeah,
that's very interesting. We got to talk about this again another time. I know that.
Yeah, interesting conversation on this. Abe, do you have your hand up again? I'm sorry, I may have missed that. No, you don't. Yeah, getting into the conversation with Luna, what she's saying and everything that's going on here. Clearly one thing she's not taking into effect, Mike, is that Bibi, also known as Benjamin Netanyahu, has threatened that he's going to go ahead and release the Epstein files.
Because he has all of the information that everybody wants to see, and that's his ace in the hole. Because we know that Epstein was working both for the Israeli government and the United States government, so I'm sure he has information.
Well, there's been a lot of suspicion on there that he was a potential agent for Mossad, but it sounds like if Bibi has a bunch of information or let's just Benjamin Netanyahu, the leader of Israel, has this kind of information, that means there definitely was a tie between Epstein and is the Israelis. And it's not just an assumption, because we now got the leader of Israel saying, I'm going to bring out the Epstein files as a threat going to Trump. Now, one of the things that also came out recently in the Epstein files, not that anyone did, well, if you guys have been paying attention to it, is some of the handwritten notes and stuff that came out recently in the last week or so that was coming from Epstein. Actually said how much he hated Trump and how much he wanted to try and screw Trump over, for matter, if you want to call it, however, which way he could. So it's a mess either way. But you know what? Bring out the truth, bring out the files, and take the perps, walk them, and lock them up. Doesn't matter how much money they have. Doesn't matter what position they hold in whatever government. Do the right thing.
Epstein introduced Trump to Melania. They actually met on Epstein's plane. They actually engaged with each other in a very physical way on Epstein's plane. So if he hated Trump that much, why was he getting in so close with him at those times? Leverage, control?
Yes,
what?
Exactly.
Well, it worked.
Yeah. And here's the thing. One thing nobody knows, what kind of a prenup does Trump have with Melania?
Oh,
yeah.
Well, any former wife of his didn't really seem to make out too well, even if he was screwing half the people on the planet. They never made out because of that, and he always, had the lion's share. Yeah. I have a feeling the reason why, when she was pregnant with their child, Barron, he was out screwing Stormy Daniels, because he didn't give a fuck. He wasn't going to lose anything.
Or
so what?
Potentially, it was part of the agreement.
Right.
We don't know.
No, we haven't seen the NDA. Right. Yeah. Interesting. So that's one of the reasons.
Not that they're into a throuple situation, which seems to be popular these days with the kids.
Yeah, no. I don't
never
think it's
know.
That. No, you know what it is? It's his ego. He's a fanatical narcissist.
Oh,
he likes to feel he can conquer all different women out there, the art of the deal. I don't think it was a cooperative arrangement by any means. Not with his personality.
Part of the spiel, more like it.
Pretty much. But hey, he's entitled to have his fun.
Oh, yeah.
He can afford to pay for it, so why the hell not?
What did Clinton used to say? It's good to be the king.
No. Yeah. Oh, 100% it is.
Yeah, okay. Now I got to go to my bookmarks and see what's going on. All right, in breaking news, we actually have a quote coming from Sarah Gam. She was part of the UAPTF, if you remember. She's someone who came forward. She's been on Matt Ford's the Good Trouble show many times, talking about this kind of stuff, and she's got an interview here. It looks like it's in the Capitol, maybe when we just had that last press event that happened last week. Ryan, your hand is up.
Well, to address what Corporal was saying, I think there's some confusion that I had initially. There's actually two boards. There's the UAP Governance Board, and then there's Avi Loeb's UAP Science Panel. So
no, it's a UAP Science Council.
Okay, Council.
Right.
So basically, Corporal, the UAP Governance Board is an interagency group, and they have access to classified information. So I guess it depends on how willing the people that are a part of the UAP Governance Board are pro-transparency, or are they going to overclassify everything. I think what we
wait a minute, we've already been dealing with overclassification for the last 80 years. The whole concept of this whole thing is the president to go ahead and remove the overclassification and bring the data out. The only thing they're trying to keep out of this, Ryan, is to literally keep out the information that, ties back to weapons programs, energy programs, the stuff that truly remains in the area of national security. But if there's a sighting on the side of a B-52 of a saucer coming up where you can see the occupancy of the craft and ultra high definition 4K footage, and the thing takes, just zooms the hell out of there at breakneck speed, that's the kind of stuff that doesn't need to be classified because it's not a weapons program. It's not going ahead exposing any kind of a observation platform, what's going on. It was taken out of an old B-52 that's 70 fucking years old but been refurbished many times. So it's just kind of, or when we had that time when there was a football field sized triangle that surfaced next to a aircraft carrier on the east coast of the United States. This thing came out of the ocean right next to an aircraft carrier and then shot up and got the hell out of there. So there's a lot of stuff that they could bring forward that would be, holy fuck, this is amazing shit. There's no denying it, but I think we need to get to that stuff sooner than later so we can deal with a lot of these debunkers out there to say, oh, there's nothing here, it's all this or it's all that. Give them the truth and say, yes, they're here, here's this. Now you can go ahead and worry about all the little things that we're seeing, but the reality is, not ours. It's not the Russians. It's not the Chinese. It's not the Iranians. It's not anybody. Maybe it's the Nordics or who knows who.
Yeah. So let's hope that the governance board is willing to release some of that stuff, and then Avi Loeb's Science Council will likely come out and describe prosaic explanations. They don't have access to classified information, so that's my only thing for Corporal. I think he was
gotcha. So let's get back on target here. Got a little bit off in the weeds a little bit again, but we've got the clip here from Sarah Gam again. She was part of the UAP task force. She was one of the analysts looking at data. I believe she came from the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency initially. That's where David Grush came from. So here she is talking about she encountered a non-human intelligence walking among us in what other places than Washington, D.C. So let's play this little clip here from Interstellar UAP over on X. Thank you for sharing this, everybody. Let's go ahead and play this clip and see where Sarah is going to take us.
This feels like a historic moment for UAP disclosure, Sarah. What do you think comes next? In my professional experience, yes, there is definitely NHI, non-human intelligence, that has visited here for many decades. And in a personal capacity, I have also had encounters in public where I have met NHI as well. So there are definitely things that the government is going to have to come clean on soon. You met NHI in public. Can you please explain more? Yeah, there was a space where it is known for NHI to be present. They do look kind of similar to humans, but there's quite a few around in the area here in the DC metro area where some NHI show up. So what you're implying is that these...
What? Hold on. There are places that are known in the Washington, D.C. metro area where the non-human intelligence that lives along with us is known to show up. Is this like a gay bar or something like that? Maybe we know the Galileans like to hang out in places, and are they ordering pizzas or something? I don't know what's going on, but this is just, anyone in the back, Mike, it's getting pretty deep and thick in here.
It doesn't surprise me. Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth. I was going to say grinder. They're hanging out on Grindr in Washington, D.C.
Not really, not there, but yeah. Well, aliens could be, but they're not going to be going to look for her if that's what the case is. But either way, it's just...
No, they're not looking for her, but she's hanging out with them. She has plenty of her Galilean friends.
Is anybody out in the audience? Michael, if you're there from the DC Metro... Michael, if you're out there from the... Please raise your hand, Zara. If you're there
I don't know how to do that. Tell me, how do I do that? How do I raise my hand?
I can't tell you how to raise your hand. It's right there in the app. There's a little button to raise your hand, or you have to three little dots to bring it up, and you can see the stuff, and it says raise my hand. All right, so where the hell was I?
Well, I'll tell you where I was. I was talking about when Sarah Gam first came out. It was revealed that she would charge $150 so you could talk to your dead pets. She would channel them for you. So that's the kind of individual that she is. Not credible would be the word I would use.
Yeah, having the ability to go ahead and I guess contact dead pets.
Yep, for $150
an hour.
Is what she was charging.
$150 an hour with 1 hour minimum.
Right. A woman that worked for the government and allegedly had top security clearances was selling her services to speak with dead pets. So this is not a credible person, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. Got to watch out for those solar storms, though. Alice, your hand is up.
Yeah, hi. I was thinking about Mount Shasta. Where is that located? Is that in?
That's in California. She's talking about she's talking about like locations in the DC metro area where she can go ahead and hang out and run into non-human intelligence that look like humans.
I'm just saying that there are other areas in the United States.
I know,
that
but she's
people...
specific. I know she's specific. We're just talking specifically about the DC metro area around Washington, DC, where she's currently talking about where you can go ahead and run into these. And it's not one place, it's several locations, which really sounds interesting.
Maybe the White House would be one of them.
Probably not.
Never know. Thank you.
Never know. Thank you. All right, Zaria, your hand is up.
I think we had another solar storm. I think Sweaty Nerd and Alice are waiting.
Okay, Sweaty Nerd, go ahead.
Yeah. Have y'all ever seen, I remember the TV show, Alien Nation?
Yes, I like that show.
Yeah, me too. And you know what? With her talking about, all nonchalant. Yeah, there's a couple places in Washington, D.C. where, I go hang at and all that. It's like, what the hell? It's like, is she on something? I mean, I don't know.
She's
really good drugs.
Really good drugs.
Yeah. Have you found my marbles? Yeah. I still can't find them. Oh, God. That's from Peter Pan. The guy was always looking for his marbles, and he finally found them, and it was a bag of marbles.
Not NHIs look very human. They could walk among us and we may not notice. Correct. I first noticed the energy of the entity walking in before I even knew who they were or anything. I felt the energy first, and then I looked at what my body was reacting to. What was that energy like when you encountered this NHI?
My first thought, it was a hybrid, so it was part human, part NHI. I feel like my body kind of got rigid because it didn't know how to react. It didn't know what it was encountering because that really hasn't happened before in public. It definitely had a very different body shape, body form, like all kinds of.
Oh God, this reminds me. I had a roommate here who wanted her to stay here and everything like this. You know, his body like this, he was shaped like a fucking egg. He could have been an alien. You never know, but well, eggs, alien craft. He could have been an alien. I didn't even realize until now. Oh wow.
The eyes changed. It was very interesting.
Okay. There's a lot of things like this going on lately, Mike. There's been a lot of people from the grocery store who you'd run into in the cereal aisle between the Lucky Charms and the Fruit Loops, or over in the bulk foods between the dried fruits and nuts, that have been making them their way onto a lot of different podcasts lately. Big podcasters, it's like they've run out of the A, B, and C level interviewees, and now they're bringing a whole bunch of other stuff, and they're just trying to, their platform, I mean, even the UAP Reporting Center, some of the people he's bringing on, the platforming he's giving to the people like Jon Stewart and others is just like, oh my God, yeah, I'm not going to leave it for the audience. They can make it up for themselves, but why are you letting the schmuck go ahead and say all these stupid things, and you're just sitting there nodding your head about it? It's just like, come on.
I can tell you why. Because all we've been getting out of the government lately is the disclosure dots, redactions. The audience is hungry for more information, accurate information. And since there isn't any in abundance right now, all of these crackpots are coming out of the woodwork, and all of these other platforms and shows that don't have any real content of their own, they will be showcasing and platforming these people.
Yeah,
because they have nothing else.
The last one I saw today was this one crackpot who was this woman talking about, she reanalyzed all the different documents and stuff from ancient Samaria where we had the Anunnaki and stuff and said, oh no, you guys got it all wrong. They're not from another planet. They're from an ancient civilization that's been here on Earth. They didn't go ahead and do all this stuff to create humans. They did some stuff where they're more of a guidance, a kind of a thing. And it's just like, okay, this is the first time I'm hearing this, but now you're getting a 2 to 3 hour podcast where you're promoting all this shit for everybody to go ahead and believe in. That's the problem. There's so much shit. People want to believe.
They do.
They'll listen to any kind of bullshit that's out there, and they'll just say, oh my God, this person just said this, and they said this, and this, and this. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, okay, it is. Show me the money. Show us the truth. Show us the receipts, please. Otherwise, it's just like, oh God.
Religion.
It's like Family Classics with Fraser Thomas. Let's read a story from the book, you know?
Well, listen, that's because most of religion is based on stories from the beginning of these religious organizations, their inception to now. And most human beings, the audience, the population, they like a good story. They'll pay money and time to be entertained by a good story. It could scare the hell out of them. It could make them laugh. It could entertain them. They don't care. This is what religions are based off of, not truth. A lot of stories.
It's based
moral
on
stories.
Belief in stories.
Right.
Written by man.
Right.
But it was inspired by God, but it was still written by man.
Yes. So this is what we're seeing unfolding today, at least on Disclosure. We're getting more stories and no proof.
As things gets quieter, the wackier it gets, the more it turns back into ufology, which I can see why Lou Elizondo wants to burn this shit to the ground.
Oh, he's not wrong. We've known that for years now. So, yeah, when people go off the reservation, off the rails, literally, it's doing a disservice to the public, and it's harming the community and the disclosure movement. So these people think that they're doing it for clicks and for popularity, but they're actually harming us getting to the truth and having the government come out with anything, because when they hear these people talking like this, we're not going to get shit. They're not going to take it seriously.
At least put a disclaimer saying
do something.
For entertainment purposes only. Oh God,
Right.
Lou was not trying to distract from the truth, my friend. I think Lou was actually, that's actually one of the stories we're going to talk about here today, Mike.
Oh, I know.
So, God, I need to find this one. Who did this? Let me go to here. I'll go bookmarks. Lou. All right. No, that's not it. That's the 15th. No, that's not it. Oh God, I need to look for, who is it? Let's go through it. All right, so this was coming out yesterday. I almost had a show on this. Yeah, I was bored last night. Go figure. All right, to where is it at? Not that one. That's the Tic Tacs. Tic Tacs, Ask a Poll, we got that. Got that one. Michael Shermer stuff we'll get for that. Senator Rounds, not a skeptic. God, this was like, okay, we lost Starmer. I'm not sure where this is. I know it's out there, but we'll find it in a second. One of the things, Mike, that has been discussed going on is that rumors are going around Washington, D.C. at this point that there is someone who is, how did I put that on the title card? Let me get to this here. I can get to the exact text that I wrote. No. Stream settings. All right. So there's a disclosure insider from outside Washington, D.C. that is headed for a White House position to help disclosure move forward for the president. And conversations are going out there around it that a lot of people right now, Mike, are all pointing towards. It sounds like Elizondo, who until earlier today, before he had to fly down to Florida for an interview with Hannity, has been in D.C. for a period of time.
He's been in D.C. regularly. We know that.
And based on what I'm aware of what was going on with him back in 2004 with the JSOC and what they were trying to do to bring stuff out and disclosure at that point in time, I think this may be the play that's going on, that they're going to finally bring. It's either going to be Lou or Grush.
Lou, Grush, or Christopher Mellon. Because he held a high rank in the government. Or Jay Stratton, but I think Jay is retired. I don't think he wants to do this anymore.
Mm-mm.
He's writing his books.
He's got a book he's writing
his wife.
Yeah.
He's going to go on a book tour. Yeah, I don't think he's looking to get back into D.C.
Mellon's too scatterbrained right now.
Yeah, that's true. So Lou is the likely candidate.
Too much of a loose card.
Yeah. Oh, he won't keep a lid on it. We know that.
Someone who's more diplomatic, knows what's going on with national security, knows what the laws are, knows the importance of national security. The man who will put national security ahead of disclosure at any particular time because he is a, quote, patriot unquote, above and beyond anything else. He takes the oath he put to the government a long time ago, and he feels he's still representing now.
Correct.
It sounds like it could be Lou. Hopefully it is.
I hope it is too. That would be a move in the right direction.
Yeah. Nick, are you still in the back? Nick. He was around here earlier. Nick, come on, unmute. We know you're there.
Yes.
You were in there with Lou talking about the different stuff and the different things that are going on at the Neptune Theater in Seattle.
Yes.
Does this sound like something he may have alluded to, or something that, kind of sounds like it's something that would be going his way based on the conversations and even the great questions you asked him?
Oh, like this is something new.
Well, this is about someone coming into the being a part of the White House staff, apparently.
The executive branch.
Executive branch, and
which he's worked for before.
Yeah, helping move disclosure along and help deal with stuff, which is we should declassify this, or we should keep this classified for the level of national security where it should be, right? Does that sound like
I think if Lou gets involved, then we're gonna get some meaningful stuff coming forward. But
I mean, you heard him talk about the stuff that happened in 2004, right?
Yes. I've heard him talk.
That was JSOC, wasn't it? Or am I calling out the wrong thing?
No, that's something else. I think it was in the...
Yeah. Something along those lines. But I know they were part of the conversation, and it didn't involve the popcorn.
I actually asked him about JSOC, but he kind of asked something else, like the JSOC Lockheed Martin thing. I did ask him about that, but yeah.
But then he got into the whole thing talking about the stuff that happened in 2004 after the Tic Tac incident happened. And they went and they had that panel of like the 36 people they all brought together, and everybody came out and basically said, no, we can't do the disclosure right now, right?
Yeah.
And then he also, what else did he talk about in there? So talked about the disclosure couldn't go on at that point in time. They had the 36 people who were there. They gave him the ruling. They needed to get a 3-star general to go ahead and sign off on this to move things forward, right? And they couldn't get a single 3-star general to sign off on it. That was part of the problem. Air Force said, "Fuck you. We're not gonna let you do anything." And he couldn't get another 3-star general in the Department of Defense at that time to sign off to help it go for it. And out of it, at the end of it, because they didn't move disclosure forward,
yes,
they had to debrief the president and make sure that they know what was going to go on, where they're at, we're not going forward, et cetera, et cetera.
Yes.
So because he was like working with the president, with the executive branch, with the Department of Defense, the Air Force, and all these different areas. It was him that was actually in this role dealing with this stuff to try and bring disclosure out at that point in time.
Yeah, that's true. I wish he would have answered my question about the 2004 incident. Lockheed Martin.
We lost your audio for a second, Nick. Talk a little bit louder.
I wish he would have answered my question about Lockheed Martin and JSOC, but he wasn't really willing to answer that question.
No, but he went into all this stuff we're just talking about now.
Yes.
Which is the meat and potatoes. So if there's any, based on the conversation we had there and what went on, if there could be anyone who would potentially be involved and would have the balls, if you want to call it, to be part of the executive branch to help figure out what's disclosure and how we're going to bring it out and make it happen, it would be Lou, right?
Yes, it would be Lou Elizondo.
We lost your audio again, Nick.
Lou. Yes, it would be Lou.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. I'm glad I brought you along.
Lou is no stranger for working for the executive branch.
Yeah.
So it would be like, for him, tight fit like a glove.
Yeah. And then some.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Moving along. We know who potentially... Oh, you know what? You know what we didn't do? We didn't ask the audience. Daryl, where in the hell are you? We're supposed to have a survey here. Hope you're okay. Hope you didn't get a ticket again. Or you survived the weekend. All right. Start a poll, I guess.
Where in the world is Daryl?
I don't know.
No, I mean, that's the poll. Where in the world is Daryl? Instead of like, where's Waldo?
No, the
where's
best
Daryl?
person for the... We're going to say the best person for the executive position for disclosure, the executive branch position for disclosure is Lou Elizondo. Let's do...
I would say yes, Thomas, because he knows the ins and outs of the agency itself, and he knows how to get shit done. So let's let Lou take the reins, man.
Okay, I had to have some fun. We got 3 serious answers, followed by... let's do this. All right, sound effects. Let's get this going. Okay, Google, set a timer for 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Sure. 1 minute, 30 seconds. We're starting
now. All right, we got 1 minute and 30 seconds to go. Let's see where the audience is taking us. Holy cow, look at that. We got 36% saying Lou Elizondo, 35% saying David Grush, 54% saying David Grush. Wow. But isn't David a little too emotional? And granted, he knows where some of this stuff is. Mike, do you think he's the right guy to handle all of disclosure for the federal government, for the White House, I mean?
No, because I believe that after everything he's been through, he's taking it a little personally. He's biased.
Right.
Whereas Lou is more even-tempered about this and not biased. I think Lou would be a better choice, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, we only have 63 votes in. Let's get this up to 80 votes. I know we got 32 seconds left, but I'm just going to let this see if it's going to be able to recover for Lou, but it doesn't look good. We got, almost 12 points on him. 22 seconds left. We got, how many votes do we have in? 70 votes. Let's see if we can get 10 more. But, well, Mike, the audience is saying Grush. That's interesting.
Yeah, it is. I mean, look, to be honest, at this point, it wouldn't matter to us if it was Grush or Lou. Either one of them would be good in that role.
Yeah.
And we would know we would get the truth out.
Yeah. 20-point spread. There's no hope. All right. That is where the audience is. We got 81 votes in. I said for 80 votes. Let's get to a 3654 in the poll audience. Thank you very much for going ahead and voting on this one. Final numbers are in, and the audience has spoken. David Grush won this one with 54% of the audience. 36% said Lou, 4% Jay Stratton, 6% for Stephen Greenstreet.
Oh, God.
That was the hidden card I had to throw in there, Mike, just because sometimes you need to
shake things up.
Yeah, well, throw in the hidden Mickey if you want to call it.
Uh-huh. I wonder who would vote for Greenstreet. That's odd.
I don't know. Maybe the one who said, I wouldn't believe a word Elizondo says anymore.
Oh, there you go.
Well, everything he said to us has been on the up and up. I don't think there's anything that he's really put out there hasn't really materialized.
Oh, they're talking about the stupid chandelier photo.
Oh, my God. Everyone makes a fucking mistake.
Well, no, it wasn't really a mistake. He said, this was just handed to me. I haven't had a chance to examine it or vet it. I don't know if it's real or not, but hey, I'm going to share it with you. You look at it and let me know. He didn't say this is 100% the truth. Not at all.
Yeah.
And they want to hang him for that. It's bullshit.
Yeah, that's okay. Some people will do what some people do, unfortunately. But personally, myself, you included, let's hope Lou gets this. Either way, it's going to be, if Grush gets it, that's good because he knows where all the bodies are hidden. But
he does. Yeah, either way, it would be fine for us. We'd get disclosure on the right path.
Yeah. Oh,
that's what matters.
Someone's talking about Pocahontas and her Cherokee, her white Cherokee.
Mm-hmm.
That's the car she drives. She's not a Cherokee.
Yeah. No, I know.
All right. Let's get into this one. Here we go. This one's interesting. This is from Disclosure Day. Noah, the guy's name is Noah Scallon from Disclosure Day. He's the guy who's like trying to bring the woman in and the whole bit and the whole thing that's there, Mike.
Yeah.
This is what Glenn Gaffney from the CIA looks like.
Yeah. Look at that.
Coincidence?
That's Colin Firth. No, nothing in that is coincidence, Thomas.
Yeah.
Artistic license, I believe, is what the term they use.
Yeah. Or as Avi would say, he came up with it from his imagination.
Right. That's right.
We do got some clips of Avi, though.
Yeah. It's all work of fiction. It's all
Irrigation
prosaic.
circle. Yeah, he called it out and said it was a mistake. Someone handed it to him and this stuff. So, people are allowed to make mistakes. Not everything he has. Here's the thing. Lou, right, is not perfect. Lou is human. A lot of the things Lou does for Lou Elizondo Incorporated, Mike, not that there's anything against it. It's more like a mom and pop operation than it is like a regular military government corporate entity running after stuff.
Right. That's exactly right.
Now, Wheatlander, I've been working on Avi Loeb enough. It's going to get better. The more national security I have and the more times I'll do it, I'll have Avi Loeb. But the whole thing I can't do is that this weird smile. It's like the Joker. He goes down and it goes up on angles. Yeah, that's going to take a while to get there.
Do you believe there's a moon base on Mars? No, I mean on the moon, Thomas. Like Ross talked about a moon base. Like Ross said that Lou insinuated that there was a moon base.
No, he didn't say there was a moon base. Lou said there may be things going on the moon that we're not aware of.
Right.
Now, Ross takes it and makes it more like there could be this or there could be that. So, yeah, you just got to take anything that comes out of Ross just with a grain of salt, please. I'm trying to coach you on that for a year or two. We love you, Nick. Absolutely. All right. So getting past that now, there's the federal funded research and development centers. God, I remember that. Jesus fucking Christ. I can't remember people's names, but I can remember what an FFRDC is.
Right.
That's what you call ADD.
Okay. That's what you call you hold on to useful information.
Yeah.
Your brain just
people's
locks
names
on
aren't
things
useful
that are
a lot of days. All right. Oh, yeah. Moonbase Alpha from Space 1999. Great show.
That was a good show.
Oh, there's, well, God damn it. God damn it. Hold on. Is this new, Jay? Is this today?
I just seen it. I don't know if it's new or not. That's
June
why I
30, yeah,
posted
we
it up
covered
in the
this
back
one.
for
Yeah,
you.
we got that one.
Okay.
Thank you, though. It's like, oh, shit, there's something new came out about Lou. But no one knows Lou's going down to see Hannity.
Right.
Lou, you're not supposed to be on a fucking plane. Are you going to blow up your eyes? Are you gonna deal with your fucking traumatic brain injury and make it go poof? It's not worth it for fucking Hannity. Seriously.
No, really isn't.
No. Stay in D.C. It's safe there. All right, so let's get to it. FFRDCs are one of many repositories where sensitive UAP information may be housed outside of the traditional FOIA channels. Oh, remember, didn't Burleson put off a letter to an FFRDC to like from some university or some shit like that, some company, and they wanted to get the information? They said they're going to go ahead and comply?
MITRE, M-I-T-R-E.
Thank you for remembering that.
You're welcome.
That's why you're here. Oh God, there was a show we watched on Netflix over the weekend. Luke and I, like 8 episodes. There was one of the guys who was in there when he was talking on the phone sounded fucking exactly like you. Exactly. Luke's like, that's Mike. That's Mike. All right, I'll find it. You'll hear it. It sounds just like you. All right. So this is from KWTO, Wake Up, Missouri, at 5:60 a.m. Oh, it's not 5 o'clock in the morning. It would have been. I would have heard it. No, that's at 3 o'clock in the morning my time. No way. Let's go ahead and play this clip of the Burley man. Go ahead and talking about FFRDCs.
Congressman, the last time we talked to you, we were waiting on the feds to drop the newest information on UAP UFOs after we got that third batch of stuff. Mm-hmm. Your take on it?
A lot of people are wondering why haven't we seen a lot of the really good stuff? Well, a lot of it lies in these middle tier areas. Right after the Manhattan Project, federal government was.
Wait a minute. It's not just in the middle tier areas, Mike. Why is he so blinded to the Department of Energy?
I don't know, but, listen, he's another one that you got to, whatever comes out of his mouth, you got to take with a grain of salt. This is somebody who is, not always accurate.
Oh, in other words, you need to take and consider which mouth he's talking out of.
Right. Exactly.
Bingo.
Areas. Right after the Manhattan Project, federal government was refining how it's going to retain a lot of these secrets. So they created these quasi-private public entities that were called federally funded research and development centers. Basically, they're private companies who only have one client, and that's the federal government.
Battelle Corporation.
Right.
They run all of our national labs.
They
Not
do.
Exactly an FFRDC, but they're Department of Energy. That's where all the good shit's hidden, folks. It's all in the Department of Energy. If there's a craft that we've got and it's intact, it's not going to be at Area 51. It's going to be in a DOE dark site, 100%.
Oh, you're right.
They wouldn't trust that to the fucking idiots from the Air Force. Are you kidding?
No.
Never. They never would have the secrecy and everything that they have in the DOE, ever. I mean, they took the platform from the Manhattan Project and turned it into literally the UFO research and cover-up program. But then they amplified it.
Yeah, and it worked very well, actually.
Oh, God. Yeah.
That's the problem. We're still up against it.
What's up, Ryan?
Well, at least we'll get another drop. Maybe this week.
We're
Friday,
not talking
or
about that.
weekend.
We're talking about this here.
All right.
Thank you.
So that's why my team has been sending interrogatory letters to all of these federally funded research and development centers. And we've been very specific. Our letters are designed to make them have to come forward.
Congressman, the last time we talked...
FFRDCs, we still haven't gotten there. Steve Mateo, God damn it. National security. All right, good. I said we'd have a clip of them. We've got the whole clip on there. Let's get it to it. Avi Loeb validates Grush. He's very honest. It's just like these... God damn it. I'm going to have to get in front of a mirror and just figure out how I can do it. But, okay, let's hear. I'm going to go ahead and get a refill of national security because apparently my face isn't red enough yet. Let me go ahead and bring this clip up of Avi Loeb. We got a couple clips of Avi. Some good questions here.
Let's play it.
This one goes for, oh, God damn it. I clicked on the thing and, all right. No. All right, God, I'm talking about the Nordic aliens, damn it. And I got Grush's things. There's so many good things to cover. All right. What's that at? Son of a bitch. We're all... Okay, there's about validates Grush. I found it. Fucker. There we go. Let's play it. I will be right back, everybody. He's waving. Thank you. Yes. Here we go, folks. And by the way, if you're enjoying the show, you're having a good time, you're stopping and hanging out, do us a favor. Give us a subscribe. I would personally appreciate it. We do a lot to put the show on a daily basis. Let's hope we got enough info for tomorrow, my friends. And more importantly, if you're watching the show, having a good time, give us a thumbs up. If you're not, give us a thumbs down and tell us what we can do to if you like it or don't like it. And more importantly, check that bell. Make sure you're set up for notifications. I won't bother you unless we've actually got a show that we've scheduled. On that note, let me go ahead and get this started and refill national security. Here we go.
Walkerdale 6602, and this is one of our last couple questions here, says, thank you for answering questions. Just wondering if you have met with David Grush, and if so, what was your impression of him?
I actually had a Zoom call with him, and I felt that he's very honest. He truly believes what he says. And that's very intriguing. If he's correct, then we have a learning curve, to figure out where these visitors came from, and we are heading towards a very different future than our past. But I haven't seen the actual evidence, so that's where I just cannot say that the story that he tells is beyond a reasonable doubt. I cannot say that because I haven't seen the evidence. But he's a serious person, and he truly believes what he says. But we need to see the evidence. Where is the beef? And we need to find that evidence, and only then, everyone will be convinced. So it's really important.
He made a joke.
Yeah.
Where's the beef?
Yeah. He did.
He did it. He sounds a little somber here talking about it, too. I know I missed a little bit getting national security. National security, folks, enjoy. But here we go.
Then, everyone will be convinced. So it's really important that he's part of the disclosure effort, because if he can point us in the right direction and then we find that evidence, then we will know more.
That's the most somber I've heard Avi so far. Look how serious he is. Look at the expression on his face. That little smirky smile and everything, completely gone. You know what it reminds me of, Mike?
What?
His mother's had a talking with him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, I do. Yeah, exactly.
I'm watching you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
All right, we got that one of Avi. All right, here's another one.
Very interesting.
Avi is now I'll have to go to his site. All right, let's get to it. Now here he is talking about the Nordics. The only problem is he's Israeli, and the Nordics were potentially involved. No, it wasn't the Nordics. It was the what was the lesbian women? God, what were they called again? Jay?
The Amazons.
No, there was this. Oh God, I can't remember the name of like a group of like women. Non-human intelligence. I can't remember the hell their name. Anyway, audience, you know what I mean. Not the Amazonians. We'll figure it out here. Here we go.
So that's a very interesting question. It brings up our origin, into focus. We maybe in the future we'll figure it out. We'll realize that we are here because of some interstellar gardener. But it also asks the question of what will we encounter, and that's why I think we should not be.
Hey, he even brings up this could be a garden. No more. It's not a garden, my friend. It's called a farm. And we're the livestock.
Too affected by the script of Spielberg's film. He shows images of aliens, but I'm not sure. Now, with respect to specifically Nordics, if I don't know if the U.S. government has bodies, but it may well be that if we're dealing with human-made technologies that were retrieved, there would be different ethnic origins for the pilots, and they refer to it with code names, and one was Nordics. I just haven't seen any direct evidence to indicate these types of aliens are in possession. And I told my colleague at Harvard, Professor Stein Jacobson, who helped me analyze the materials we retrieved from the Pacific Ocean. He's originally from Norway, and he did a DNA test, and he realized that he is a descendant of the Vikings. And he's very proud of that. So I told him, I will defend your ancestry. I will defend it against those who claim that you are extraterrestrial.
Interesting. So, in the name of the aliens, Mike, I was trying to figure out before, it was the Vril, I think, right? Anyone in the back in the audience? Jay?
I think you're correct on that, Thomas, but I'm not sure on that one.
Let me ask Rock. I could be wrong. The Vril aliens or the Vril society are elements of modern conspiracy theories and pseudo-history. No credible evidence. All right. The Vril comes in 19... Okay, blah, race, whatever it was. Blah, blah, blah. The alleged society of Nazi ties, post-World War II conspiracy literature, starting with the 1960 book, The Morning of the Magicians by Lewis Powell, blah, blah, blah. Claims to include there was an occult group, female mediums, especially the central figures. Okay, so yeah, there was some ties to this. Okay, it's legendary shit. Let me leave it out of here. This belongs in the book of ufology we need to burn.
That's true.
Yeah.
You're right.
All right. All right. Talking about David Grush, Stephen Greenstreet, Mike, did some research. Survey says UFO activist David Grush was paid $31,500 in taxpayer funds between April and December of 2025 as a part-time employee for Congressman Eric Burleson. He was also reimbursed $3,278 in travel expenses. That's not a lot of money, is it?
No, not at all. Not one bit.
So yeah, his financials are out there. There's some money he got, but it's not like it's not like he went and started a autism center. And could have pulled billions. All right, where are we at? Okay, now we got that one done. That's out of there. Now we need to get in some nitty gritty stuff here. Where do I want to go? Yeah, I want to look for coming from Not that one. Not that one. Go to Joe. Okay. Now, Joe Murgia, someone we support here at Disclosure tonight. It's $5 a month. The guy does so much writing. It's absolutely worth it on X. It's worth supporting someone like this. You know, this is Joe calling out Shermer on some posts that he said about David Grush. You're being disingenuous because you know damn that the pushback is because of your deleted tweets shared below. Meaning there's a lot of people. Shermer was brought on to the Scientific Council by Avi Loeb as a skeptic. And a lot of people are pushing back saying, why did you bring that fucking nut job in here, right? He's a debunker. He's not a skeptic, right? Exactly. And the reason we give Grush's information so much away is because he interviewed over 40 witnesses who work with the alleged UAP legacy program. And that's where the claims come from. Also, he says he's seen evidence and photos of retrieved craft and bodies, for that matter. Is that enough to me? No. Do we need to hear from those first-hand folks? Of course. But these tweets are pathetic, and Professor Avi Loeb should do the right thing and find a true skeptic who does not attack and insult a whistleblower who put his reputation and his career and his life on the line to get the truth out. What are we talking about? This one here says, Michael Shermer, damn, if I had only subscribed to Skeptic Magazine, time for a new t-shirt as Marshall Applewhite Heaven's Gate has been replaced by David Grush. So he's saying, damn, if only I subscribed to Skeptic Magazine. He wants to go ahead and put David Grush on that t-shirt. Not nice. Here's another one. In my opinion, after 30 years of studying pseudoscience, cults, cons, and conspiracies, I would have to rank David Grush as in the top 10 of all-time bullshitters. That was a masterclass in bunctum, blather, and cod swallow-up. If you hang your UFO hat on this guy, you're going to be disappointed. And what has he got here? He's got something called redacted and declassified David Grush, the whistleblower. Mike, that's not nice, is it? Oh, I think Mike's getting tired. Jay, your thoughts? Jay. Starts with a J, ends with a Y. Oh, we've lost everybody in the back. Tim, save me before I pin your camera. All right, so there we go. I'm running solo at this point.
Yeah.
Sweaty nerd, you're there. Don't pet the Don't sweat the petty, pet the sweaty.
So what was the question?
Oh, I don't know. We're kind of looking at Shermer here, and he's just going on the attack against Grush, and he's just being disingenuous like a fucking asshole. It just sounds like bullshit to me.
Oh yeah. He sounded like he heard about something.
Sorry, go ahead.
But you know what though? Again, you know what I mean, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get, you know, people that's being put out there on the forefront to be this information to people, you know what I'm saying, that's going to put out there, you know, like the different narrative, you know what I'm saying, try to debunk a lot of these lies and everything that they say. That was kind of harsh for him to do that. So, but yeah, he's a schmuck.
Yes, he is, absolutely. Ryan, your hand is up.
Well, I'll try to stay on topic.
Thank you.
Shermer has been getting destroyed on X, and it's this whole scientific council is not off to a very good start. I mean, people are pissed that he's on the panel. If you go on X, it's just nothing but a shit show. I mean, you got people coming out attacking Shermer, and Shermer's attacking them, and this has turned into a total PR fiasco for the Science Council. And maybe that's why Avi Loeb sounds so quiet, is that he's receiving so much pushback because he included Michael Shermer. I mean, we could think of some better skeptics to put on there besides him. He's not even a true skeptic. He's a pseudo skeptic.
He's more of a debunker than anything. However, I have to give him some credit here. We got 3 people with their hands up. Edwin, thanks for that. State on that.
No
Jay,
problem.
your hand is up, Jay.
Yeah, I was just going to say that most of the time when someone comes out, like Grush came out, and then you'll have someone that comes out, and what happened the first time, Grush comes out and someone dropped his medical file, that they shouldn't have been dropped. But then they couldn't stop him, and he kept going. He's trying to fight for disclosure. And then you get this guy coming out, and he's like, oh, well, he doesn't know anything. Well, how do you know what David Grush knows? You don't.
They don't do that. Not even close.
Exactly. You have to follow what is actually going on. And I trust David Grush. I do. He's trying to do the right thing by us.
What's the old saying we're using for a while? We stand with Grush?
Yes, we do. We stand with Grush.
Exactly. All right. Thank you. I appreciate that comment. Syrup, your hand is up, my friend.
Oh, you were going to say something more about Michael Schumer, right?
Oh, I got good stuff. Go ahead. You say your stuff, and we'll get there.
I think everyone kind of covered it. Like, yeah, man, this Michael Schumer, he's a super duper debunker skeptic guy, but he's kind of ignorant to the subject, anyways. He's not exactly privy to the UFO stuff.
That's what I thought.
His skepticism is, it's kind of like, well, I mean, it's almost like me trying to be a soccer commentator when I really don't know a whole lot about soccer, right? It's just, I don't know. This guy, it's kind of, I don't know how to explain it, man. He's a non-factor. I can't believe people actually listen to him.
I couldn't agree with you more, my friend. Absolutely. Great point. Now let's get back onto here again. This next piece I want to go ahead and bring up is, okay, Richard Dolan put this tweet out last night. During the 2004 Nimitz encounter, Commander David Fravor witnessed a tic-tac object drop from 80,000 feet to sea level in less than a second, completely outmaneuvering our most advanced fighter jets. We know the government has a lot more classified data on these encounters. Question: which aspect of these anomalous craft fascinate you the most? A, the complete lack of visible propulsion or exhaust. B, their ability to operate in both air and water without resistance, meaning when they come out of the water, they don't make a splash, folks, and they don't make a splash going into the water. C, the mind-bending speeds and G-forces they generate. Or D, the apparent evidence, advanced cognitive interface required to pilot them. Let me know in the comments. Well, first thing I had to point out, talk to Kevin Day. He was the Aegis radar operator on the Princeton. I'm happy to introduce you to him. Kevin tracked over 100 performing that maneuver over a week's time. That's the accurate piece. Saying, let me set you up with Kevin Day. Let's get you going so you can see what it is, because you're off track a bit. Now, back one up. This is from Michael Shermer, which kind of like takes my whole thing against him and kind of flushes it, I guess. Not that I wanted to, but it is. No ID official. Fravor did not witness the tic-tac object drop from 80,000 feet in a moment. Here's Super Grok's explanation. So he took the answer from Grok and put it in there. No, Commander Fravor did not personally witness a tic-tac drop from 80,000 feet to sea level in less than a second. That dramatic descent was part of the radar collected by the USS Princeton, which is a something class cruiser advanced within an advanced Aegis SPY-1 radar. This was the first deployment of that radar over the prior 2 weeks. The Princeton operators, Kevin Day, tracked multiple anomalies or area vehicles over 100 that will appear suddenly at high altitude, meaning they pop into our high altitude out of fucking nowhere at above 80,000 feet. And they would descend rapidly, often described as hurtling towards the sea and stopping or hovering around. They're actually at 50 feet, not 20,000 feet or lower, remaining for periods and then straight back up. I never heard about this one, or drop out of radar coverage because they came down to the surface. Fravor and his flight were vectored to investigate these existing radar contacts during a training exercise on November 14th, 2000. Oh, there's just that 2004 again that we brought up earlier. Oh, yeah. The Tic Tac incident started the whole declassification thing that Lou was talking about. Interesting. What Fravor actually saw. So all the data on that really didn't get deleted, and people in Washington, D.C. were actually looking into this and using this as a case to bring forward full disclosure. Remember that, folks. Write this down. Fravor, flying an FA-18A Super Hornet with Commander Alex Dietrich as his wingman, plus two weapon systems officers, arrived at the area around 20,000 feet. They had no initial radar contact on their jets for the object. Instead, they visually spotted a white disturbance in the otherwise calm ocean surface, whitewater. This is where they looked down and they saw something about the size of a 737 that was in a cross shape that was causing the water to roil, like boiled almost. And one of the Tic Tacs had come down and was like moving over where this object was. And next to it, a solid white oblong Tic Tac shape object, roughly 40 feet long, with no wings, rotors, visible propulsion, exhaust, or control surfaces. It hovered over and moved erratically just above the water that was roiling in random directions. Now, we think they're random, but the truth of the matter is, if you look at any video game, there is no such thing as a random event. All of the different movements and everything that were going on were all planned by that craft. So it's not like they're just, let's roll a dice, figure out where we're going to go. No, there were movements going on that had purpose. Now, our people may think it was random, but there was a purposeful movement that we did not and still do not understand. Like a ping pong ball bouncing. All four crew members in the two jets saw it visibly with their own eyes for several minutes, about 5 minutes total. Fravor descended for a closer look while the wingman provided high cover. The object appeared to react. It aligned its axis with Fravor's jet and began climbing in a mirroring turn. When Fravor maneuvered to get a nose-on intercept at about a half a mile range, object around 12,000 feet while he was descending, it rapidly accelerated and disappeared right in front of his aircraft. The whitewater disturbance also vanished. Shortly after, the Princeton controller reported that the object had reappeared on radar at Fravor's original combat patrol at the cap point, roughly 60 miles away, covered in under a minute, performance far beyond the Super Hornet's capabilities. Was it filmed by Fravor's jet? No. Fravor's aircraft did not record the released Tic Tac video or any widely known visual IR footage of the object during the encounter. The now famous 90-second FLIR video was recorded by Lieutenant Commander Chad Underwood's FA-18 on a subsequent sortie using his jet's FLIR targeting pod. Underwood's crew did not see the object visually with their eyes. They tracked it on sensors and infrared, noted radar jamming on their APG-73 radars, which means the technology had already advanced itself, knowing that we need to go ahead and now go stealth, and you're not going to be able to see us visually anymore because we know you're tracking us when we're doing our shit. We're going to go invisible. But their alt-FLIR technology, they saw it and saw no conventional propulsion plume. Fravor's group told the next crew about the encounter before landing, leading to that follow-up flight. Now, Fravor and his team had a clear visual sighting, naked eye observation by multiple trained observers in daylight conditions, corroborated by ship-based radar before, during, and after the visual phase. And on follow-up tracks, no gun camera or pod footage from Fravor's specific jet of the visual encounter has been publicly released. Not that it doesn't exist, it has not been released. Now, visual encounters, Fravor, Dietrich, and their WSOs, which are eyewitness accounts. Fravor has repeatedly described this in his interviews, his 2023 congressional testimony, and statements, e.g., we saw this little white tic-tac looking object moving over the white water. Video, Underwood's later FLIR recording, sensor data, not visual sighting by that crew. This remains one of the best documented UAP cases due to multiple collaborating sensors, ship radar, visual witnesses, and the declassified FLIR footage, though the object's nature and origin are still unexplained. By conventional means, Fravor has consistently emphasized that what he saw operated outside known aerodynamic principles for aircraft in the atmosphere. Now, that's coming from Michael Shermer. Granted, he's posting Super Grok's explanation, but what he's not doing is he's not debunking it and saying this shit never happened. He didn't debunk it like Avi Loeb, who said there's no way that those craft could have descended from 80,000 feet to 20,000 feet in less than a second because those craft would have burst into a fireball. That's what he has said many times. Was that Sweaty? Yeah.
Sound like sound like what's his name? The Count. Yeah.
So on one hand, Shermer's a schmuck. He's a putz. He's calling out other people and calling them down. But yet when he addresses that one thing, once he's in this new council, he's putting up a breakdown of the whole Princeton incident, and he's not debunking it at all. So
nope.
Where the fuck does that take us?
That, I don't know. That don't even make sense.
Maybe he's becoming smarter and more privy to this stuff, man. Maybe that's it. Maybe he's learning. You know, they're putting him on game and he's learning a little bit. I don't know.
Hopefully.
Fuck if I know. However, he did post something that was very accurate. He didn't debunk it. He didn't go ahead and say this didn't happen. He didn't take the Avi Loeb route, which he could have. Wrote. Same thing. Audience. Let me go to the audience on this one. It's a what he thinks. It's all right, Edwin, we've got a poll going on here. What say you?
It's probably
one second,
trying
really
to be
quick.
nice because
Hold on, let me read this off first. Shermer's post about the Tic Tac. It's what he thinks, or it's a distraction from how he really thinks, meaning this is a disinformation thing to throw people off on how he's really going to be reacting to what's going on along those lines. Now, Edwin, what say you?
He's probably trying to be more diplomatic because he's taken such a beat down on X.
Do you think the beat down on X is legitimate?
Well, people are pissed about him being on there. So
how so? Why are they pissed?
Well, just because he's not this because of the kind of shit that he tries to pull off with this, you know. He's a schmuck. But yeah, occasionally he's right, but I think he's trying to save his job in the UAP Council because he's taken such a big pushback by some of the top people in ufology that are not happy that he's in a part of this council. So that's my comment.
Exactly. Great points, my friend. But, you know, our audience right now is at a dead, freaking lock. We're at 50-50 on that note. I have to hit the bathroom because of national security. Audience, let's see if I can. I don't have anything I can play. Just go ahead, vote, see where we can get there. Does anyone in the back want to talk? Mike, you around? Mike? No.
Mike, check.
Sweaty nerd, take it, my friend. You got it. You got the camera.
All right. Thank you. Yeah. So, yeah. At the end of the day, he is a schmuck, but at the same time, it's like, you know, you got to take everything with a grain of salt. That's how I look at everything when it comes to this, you know, because they try to get their ducks in a row, trying to get the right people to lead the council. So it's like we're not going to get a fully vetted of people just yet, because again, this is all new and fresh. So, you know, I just try to tell everybody, I just try to take everything with a grain of salt, and then just sit back and see what's going on.
I agree with you. I just think that it's the most important issue on the planet to humanity. So if we just take it with a grain of salt, I mean, we don't do that with everything else. Like I said in another episode, if it was O.J. Simpson we were trying, or Donald Trump, we would have everything. We would have all the evidence, everything, all the information. But we even have the Epstein files kind of, but we don't have any accountability being held. And that's kind of what's happening here is lack of accountability and lack of transparency.
It is, because at the end of the day, you know, I mean, you got to say know who's controlling the narrative, who's controlling the information that's being put out there, and then disinformation that's being put out there. You know what I mean? You got a lot of talking heads that's coming out of the woodwork, debunking this, debunking that, and, you know, so-called experts are coming out saying this and saying that. So it's like, you know, it's just like how the internet is with this AI. It's a whole lot of AI slop. It's a whole lot of slop that's going on. And it's like, you know, I agree with you 100%. You know what I mean? Like, just put the shit out there. But again, you know,
it's gonna be real interesting come election time for the Chris Christie type personalities that said that this shit was all a fucking joke. How you going to backtrack now? And then now you expect people to vote for you somehow? But you would have went out here laughing at everybody saying that this was a joke. Now you're not being transparent.
Does that mean they love buffets?
Chris Christie does.
I know.
Yes. And we should know about Chris Christie here in Jersey, because he's not forgotten.
No.
He's not.
I just think this whole UAP Science Council is going to be nothing but a shit show. It's really useless.
It is. Yeah. It is. I mean, shit. I mean, look at it now. It's a shit show. Like I said, it's like they took spaghetti and just throw it on the wall.
And that's my biggest problem with it, man. You ask people right now to go and fight fucking wars professionally. So you ask regular blue collar, everyday working Joes and Janes to go and follow the law, and then you want them to go and elect you, but you don't want to tell them the fucking truth about UFOs, and you want to keep the information for yourself so you and your children can affect the stock market.
Profit off it.
Yeah.
Profit off it, Abe. That's what
it,
they want to
bro.
do.
That's it. It's some have, and the rest of us get fucked.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Always. It's always been that way.
And there's been a lot of talk out there right now going on that this whole reason that they're putting this different governance board and different things is to slow it down, but there's no proof of it. But if they're trying to bring someone like Lou in it, who has his mind set on disclosure and bringing out the truth, and now is the time to go ahead and drop the bomb on all the information he knows and the stuff that needs to come forward, I don't, it could slow it down, but if you have the right leadership in play, it's going to speed things up from where we're at. Because right now, it seems like we're in a fucking stall.
I mean, Tom, that would motivate me more to be a better leader. Here you have the opportunity. Whatever administration, it could be the fucking Democrats, the Independents, or Republicans, doesn't matter. Yeah. But here is your opportunity to fucking affect history throughout human everything. And you're dropping the ball with this investigation and making it look like Sesame Street.
It's a problem, isn't it? Especially if you don't like Oscar. And you think the whole world is going to come from Mr. Snuffleupagus. But Mr. Snuffleupagus can never be disclosed to anybody else, and he's only Big Bird's friend. But what happened to Mr. Hooper? Who killed him? Why did he leave? Sorry.
I just don't think this UFO...
Ernie and Bert, were they friends or were they lovers?
This UFO Science Council, to me, is not going to last very long. It's going to fizzle out. I just don't see them getting along. I mean, Dr. Gary Nolan on the same team with Michael Shermer, I just don't see it lasting long. It's going to be nothing but drama and shit show, and then they're just going to go their separate ways.
But you bring someone like Shermer in, and he's going to take the people like Sarah Gam and throw them under the bus, and sometimes you need people who are going to do that versus like the Jesse Michaels and other people and Matt Fords who take these people but maybe there is something more to consciousness we don't understand. But usually I thought it was like from the old gypsy women that you had to avoid because they were fucking evil.
You got a good point. Michael Shermer will keep them in check, but I don't know. Yeah. We don't need a science council. We need disclosure. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Apparently the government can't fucking figure this shit out. They've been researching it for 80 years. If you don't know how to properly detect and classify these things, they have locked down the people who could potentially be looking at how we're trying to detect these things. And because you're dealing with such a small amount of people opening up the lens, right, on how we detect and track and understand what we're dealing with here. Oh, this isn't noise. This is what you need to be looking for. You need this additional cheap sensor. It's only like $5 or maybe $5,000, but it'll give you all this additional view for what you need. That's the kind of information we need now. Oh, I wish Mike was around for this one. I wish he was awake for this one. My God. Ashton Forbes. You know Forbes, right? The guy who wanted to come on the show so many times and we said, no, can't do that. No, not going to go there. Don't believe your shit. He's over on Gaia. You know, where Rick Doty and a lot of people hang out. And Jolly's over there too. We can teleport a nuclear weapon back into the Kremlin, he says. Quote, these orbs are the most secret super weapon in the United States arsenal. We have cracked fusion. We can teleport a nuke back into the Kremlin. ICBMs are no threat to the USA. MH3 being circled by spears of fucking A.
Plasma, which what this does, this technology is the perfect defense against a hypersonic missile.
Oh my God.
Hypersonic.
Did his eyebrows get bigger or is it me?
It's the glasses.
Hypersonic missiles are no threat to the United States. We can teleport a nuke back into the Kremlin.
Oh God. But he is really sold on this.
We can detonate a nuke from outer space within 5 seconds of the ICBM taking off. So what are these orbs? These orbs are the most secret super weapon in the United States arsenal.
Oh my God.
Where's he getting this information from?
It depends on which end he's speaking from. Talking out of his fucking ass. There's nothing that supports any of this stuff that he's calling. The people who made the videos that he got him into this whole thing have come out and said it's fake.
Oh, wow. And he just...
But
he needs some turtle soup.
This is what people want to listen to.
Well, see, this is what I was saying earlier.
And they want to believe.
But this is what I'm saying earlier. There's a lot of cosmic slop or slop out. You know what I mean? Because it's like, you know, with the whole AI, and then now we got Disclosure, and everybody and their grandmother coming out with videos, so-called experts. You know what I mean? It's like, I see more disinformation being pushed than I do see a whole lot of disclosure. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, like there's little disclosure drops, you know, dots and stuff like that. But I see a lot of more disinformation going on. So,
anyway, it's in my list of things to go ahead and cover today. Where else? We covered Avi Loeb. Avi's got a bunch of clips up there on the site. No. We got that. We've covered that. That's more stuff up against Shermer. All right.
It's pre-publication.
Whether you believe Ross or not, I know a lot of people do. I take it, everything that comes out, with a grain of salt. You know what that means. Yeah. Listen to it, consider it. Not that I'm going to tell you to go and believe everything. Don't. Please. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of noise that comes through this channel. Let's play this little clip here of Ross talking about Grush has been cleared to reveal more about UFOs and NHI. I would like to know who, but let's see what he says.
He did, and he's been very open about this. He made an application to do a Defence Office pre-publication security review to get permission to reveal what he did reveal to me in 2023 and to Leslie Kane and Ralph Blumenthal in their written piece for Politico. I have spoken to David about this, and there are ongoing DOPSA applications that David has made since his interview, and I think that's why he's been able to speak more candidly recently to Brett Baer at Fox, and we hope, of course, sooner or later get David back here on Reality Check. I think the...
oh, God. I forgot. Shermer had a back and forth with Ross. Ross was brutal. We got to cover that.
The assumption that's made by the viewer that David's part of some controlled disclosure release is not the case. David's, I think, probably rocked the boat more than just about any official in speaking out as prominently as he has. I don't think people still realise the significance of someone with the security clearances of David Grush speaking as candidly as he has. And boy, he's come very, very close recently to, he's gone a lot further than he did in his interview with me, and that's because he's been cleared to speak a little more freely. And maybe the people making those decisions in the Defence Department are recognising that there is a need, I think, to give the public more information. I've been quite amazed, for example.
Okay, this goes on for a bit. Let's jump on to Ross. We kind of know where it's going, what he's talking about. David has been potentially been cleared to talk about more stuff. We'll have to figure out if it's coming from the Trump administration or if it's potentially, is it going to come from the usual channels? Probably not. So in this other post, remember we covered stuff with Joe Maguria earlier today and the posts about Grush and how Shermer was attacking him? Well, Ross Coulthart actually went and quote tweeted it. And he said, not an auspicious start for a skeptic Michael Shermer in his appointment to the UAP Science Advisory Committee. He deleted the Purell and snide tweets he posted about UAP former IC informant David Grush, and then wonders why he's getting pushback from a committee looking for an objective analysis from a government committee. Well, Micah Sherman, everyone likes to quote tweet these days. I talked about this the other day. They don't want to. This is important, though, folks. So here we go. This the skeptic who's part of Avi's board as a skeptic, but he's really debunkers, says, fair enough, Ross Colhart. Ex-post can be snide and snarky responses to extraordinary claims made where there was zero evidence in support, such as that we know aliens are here. I retract those posts, and I hereby apologize to David Grush. He doesn't appear to have an X account, that I don't have an email. I have written dozens of articles, book chapters, essays, and articles about aliens. Had all the major UFO writers on my show and done countless interviews on the subject. So how about a conversation on your show? In the meantime, here is an excerpt from my chapter on aliens in my new book, Truth. Please take a few minutes to read it instead of assessing my output based on a couple of X posts. But wait, there's more. It doesn't end here. Gets into it. Reality Check says, Reality Check News Nation would be interested to have you on for an interview, Michael Shermer, when we eventually get to see how you're performing in your UAP science advisory role. That's a fucking burn.
Wow.
Yeah. Thank you for your apology to Mr. Grush, and we look forward to assessing how objectively you approach this investigation. He tags Megan Medic, the different people from News Nation. Now, who's this? Popped up. Yeah. I need to change the picture. It's too old. What about Avi in his collaboration with Kirkpatrick? The disinfo they spread about the National Academy of Sciences of Ukraine astronomy findings of brilliant cosmics and dark phantoms that reflected no light moving at speeds not achievable by humans. They also attacked the Tic Tac sightings. Then there's Avi's debunking of Dr. Beatrice's works. Please don't let this slide. It's not just Shermer. Avi also has been creating a dialogue that he really needs to explain, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it's for his own.
It seems like he's been running a disinformation. If there's any credible account of sightings and different things on this planet, he throws it under the bus
immediately.
Yeah,
he's running a disinformation campaign.
But in concert with frickin' Susan Goff. I'll say Susan because that's who it was. He was working with Kirkpatrick and Susan. And someone brought this up, I think it was Jay or someone brought this up on the show on Saturday. Guaranteed. If Kirkpatrick, the way we've seen Kirkpatrick in different meetings in different places, he's never alone. If he drove up to Boston to meet with Avi, there's a damn good chance that she could have been with him. That's what we're dealing with.
I put $100 on that.
Yeah. Interesting times, my friends.
Yeah.
Interesting times. Please, Susan.
Sounds for just the measures. It's what it is.
Yeah, exactly, my friends. Wow, what a great day. Let's see if there's anything else. Gosh, I didn't cover it. Don't need to go there. Let's go to bookmarks. Let's take a look for the audience to finish this day off. Happy Tuesday. Happy Monday. It's going to be tough. I will try to find stuff to talk about. If we have to open up our topics a little bit more to have an audience to hang out and talk about this stuff, I'm open for opinions from the audience. Put it in the chat. our comments to the show. We're going to start opening up. I've talked about this before. Either that or we just don't have a show on Tuesdays and Thursdays again. But I think the overall audience is digging this 6 day a week grind that I've been doing again. All right.
Did you hear about the what you think about the tree guy? The what's his name? The artist that had died in a plane helicopter crash, but he also made a documentary where he went to Antarctica and talk about UFOs.
I'm not aware of that one.
Oh, you wasn't aware of that one? Yeah. Let's see if I can bring it up.
Yeah. While you're looking that up, here's something I had in my feed. This is something that goes along stuff we talk about. At the end of an age, the Bhagavad with a Bhagavata, God, I'm saying it wrong. Purana describes oceans overflowing the earth, mountains being destroyed, and the cosmic order, including the sun, moon, and the heavenly bodies, falling into upheaval before creation was renewed. This is basically the crustal displacement and the spilling of oceans. Also, at the end of the war of the Mahabharata and at the start of the Kali Yuga, the land of Krishna ended up beneath the seas. Something that's a cyclical thing. I saw this video and it just kind of hit me. I wanted to go ahead and bring it up and just share with everybody because it's one of those things, we need to cover. Yeah. This is from Open Minded Approach. I've been following him for a long time over on X. Great guy. Anything else? We don't need to know the cheese.
There was also that quantum thing that I sent to you earlier today.
Right. Okay. So if we take a look at,
yeah. So the guy, Oliver Tree, he had just died like last week. Was in a helicopter crash.
Right.
So Oliver Tree went to Antarctica for 300 days to film alien bases. Then something happened.
Right, but I saw some of the videos on that, and the video where it looks like he's in the boat going to Antarctica on the different things.
Yeah,
it looks like it was shot someplace else and not where the ice was because their face didn't look right. The breath coming out didn't look right.
Yeah.
The way he was clothed or open clothed and different things when they were recording him in the clips that I saw, at least for me,
yeah.
There's just something off. And I could be totally wrong on that. Have you watched it?
Yeah. Yeah. Because like this, he could have shot that like before he got to that.
Right. Look at how the hair is or isn't moving. If you're in a boat and things are going on, depending on how you've got the boat, you've got the movement, you've got the water, you've got the air going, and his hair is also just like static. Not like you're in a moving vehicle. So there's just some different things. My ADD points out just to say maybe it's
a full documentary though.
I know.
That's what. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm still reading about it because I seen it posted up, popped up on my.
There's one record. It's like a recording of a UFO that Jeremy Corbell has. It's a video that's playing, and they're recording that from another device, and that's what you're actually seeing.
Okay.
If there's a video, they've got it. Freaking release it. Yeah, absolutely. Bring out the truth. Yeah. If they've got facts and stuff to back up what's going on, I say do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least you're cracking.
Exactly. All right. So on that note, yes, Trump has some quantum stuff going. This is just quantum computing, quantum signals, quantum detection and stuff. Nothing major that they're doing. They did a quantum platform kind of back in the day, and when Trump was in office last time, it's kind of, that's crazy imagery that's there. But another presidential order, just nothing for UFOs on that front. On that note, it's been one of those days, friends. I have to get up again tomorrow at 5 a.m., whether I like it or not. So on that note, I want to go ahead and bring this episode of Disclosure tonight to a close. We got a couple super chats tonight. Actually, One from Steve Mateo. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Disclosure tonight and national security, folks. Absolutely. This is a fan funder program. We appreciate all the love and support you give us. Every dollar goes back into the program. Honestly, folks, we appreciate it. And I want to thank our Steve for going ahead and throwing a super chat out tonight. Also want to thank everybody in the back. Mike, I think he passed out. He gets up early at 5 o'clock in the morning, and he's got like 4 kids. So, yeah, we lost him. Casualty for the night. Daryl, hopefully you're feeling better, my friend. You haven't been around. Unless that's him now. I think we're clear on that. On that note, I want to thank you. Thanks for Sweaty Nerd for helping out.
Thank you.
Ryan, thanks for coming out tonight. Nick, if you're still there. I'm trying. I want to thank the audience. Thank you for coming out. What a great opportunity to hang out with friends and spend. Let me find myself. There we go. And we're done. Hopefully you had a good time, my friends. As we always say at the end of every episode of Disclosure tonight, eyes open, no fear, be safe, everybody, but
go back to Party City where you belong.
Absolutely. And we'll catch you on the flip side. Good night, everybody. See you later. And Ian, why are you reaching out to Gary? What's up with that?